Alrighty guys, what is going on? Zante back again with more Dokkan Battle. So, this is more for JP, I guess. STR KAULIFLA and INT KALE are getting their awakenings. This is JP for right now, as you can see here in the wiki. Release date June 4th, so as of making this video tomorrow. It's pretty exciting. JP is getting a lot of love for KALE and KAULIFLA right now, and Kefla, with all the Easy A, and then the Dokkan Fest Kefla, transforming Kefla, and then these awakenings here for some free-to-play units. Now, as I'm talking about JP, right, I don't personally play JP. I only have a global account. I probably should be playing JP, but I don't think I have enough time split between both to be able to, I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll start a JP account. I don't know. Don't hold me to anything. But this is also relevant to global players because these cards are farmable right now. Not this, like, obviously not awakened, but these cards. And then to the greater extent, like, this is the pre-awakened version, but these. They are farmable right now from this story event here. It is up on global. I'm not sure how much longer it's going to be up, but I've actually, you know, finished farming mine. Because when I started playing the game, I only was able to get them to all dupes, but I wasn't able to awaken them because I didn't have these medals here. But I finished them like a week ago. Definitely farm this if you are a global player, because you will be prepared for when these awakenings drop. And to be honest, I mean, when we look at their SSRs, right? Actually, we'll look at their SSRs real quick. They're already solid units. This KAULIFLA raises defense by 30% for one turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy. And then her passive attack plus 20% up to 80%, and chance to evade enemy's attack, including super attack, plus 50% up to 60% per Universal Survival Saga category ally on the team. So, up to, like, if you have 4 Universal Survival Saga allies, I believe that she counts and she counts. They count. So you need 2 more, and then you will have her full passive. I mean, she's pretty decent. This actually, honestly, this KAULIFLA, if you have the AGL Super Saiyan 2 KAULIFLA, she's so much better than this KAULIFLA. However, she's not that bad, especially if you're a new player or a free-to-play player who doesn't have AGL KAULIFLA. And since I do tend to target the more free-to-play and newer players, because I want to grow, you know, the new player base as well, so we have more veterans eventually. But definitely should be targeting farm this KAULIFLA up, and you should be targeting both of them. This should be a priority right now for you on global. And then this KALE, I mean, this is pre-awakened, right? We're looking at the pre-awakenings real quick because global players need to realize that these characters are very good in their own right without even the awakenings. And we all, I mean, most veterans know that these characters are very good, especially the KALE here. All to look at is her passive. Universal Survival Saga category allies, key 2, 30% to attack and defense. Very solid support passive skill. And she is probably worth a rainbow. I personally didn't rainbow my KALE or KAULIFLA because I'd rather kind of keep my orbs around for the units that I might be awakening after summoning a whole bunch during the anniversary. But if you have extra orbs and you don't really have much else to rainbow, I mean, this, especially this KALE is worth a rainbow in my opinion. Very good support unit. So yes, moral of the story. Global players farm the free-to-play STR Super Saiyan 2 KAULIFLA and Super Saiyan 2 KALE in preparation for their awakenings, which are right here. We're going to start with the KAULIFLA. So, STR type key 3 and attack, defense, and HP plus 50%. Same super attack, but then looking at her passive. Attack and defense plus 20% up to 80%. So already, the more defense is always good. And chance of evading, so in per blah, 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 blah. Alright, rewind. So it's basically the same passive, except she gains defense per Universal Survival Saga category ally on the team, so 4 at least, to get the max passive. Plus an additional attack plus 50% when there is an ally whose name includes KALE on the team. So Kale being, Tech Kale, the free-to-play inked Kale here, the STR Kale who just got her awakening, or not her awakening, yeah, she got her awakening rather, on JP. Then the Berserk Kale who got her Easy A, and then Kale and KALIFLA, LR Kale and KALIFLA. That's incredible, isn't it? So she's gonna have plus 50% attack as long as you have a Kale on the team, and then launches an additional attack that has a medium chance with a 25% chance. So 1 in 4 times she will launch an additional attack that has 1 in 4 times she will launch an additional super attack rather, if there's an ally whose name includes Kale in the same attacking turn. So you want to have this KALIFLA with a Kale on the same rotation. You will float every other unit to keep those two. That's a little bit wonky. I'm not gonna lie to you. I understand what they're trying to do here, because they're like inseparable and they're like great partners and whatever, but it's not bad. Definitely wouldn't keep her as the linking partner for LR Kale and KALIFLA if you choose to run like a team, something like that. I would probably keep her on the same rotation as like STR Kale or Tech Kale, something along those lines, the physical Berserk Kale. Yeah, both of them are insanely good linking partners though with LR Kale and KALIFLA. And let's take a look at her links. And you could probably just take from a first glance, she's mostly key links. Super Saiyans, or Super Saiyan, Prodigies, Battlefield Diva, Warriors in Universe 6, Prepared for Battle, Tournament of Power, Shattering the Limit. Insane key links, just key battery, basically. Categories: USS, Peppy Gauss, Pure Saiyans, Full Power, U6, Universe 6, Super Saiyan 2, Rapid Growth, which is a new category that the Dokkan Fest transforming Kefla is the leader for, that JP has. Eventually we will get it on global, but alas, not right now, so you just kind of, if you're a global player, just kind of forget that it is there. But yeah, she's pretty solid. It's just kind of unfortunate because she shares the same exact name as AGL Super Saiyan 2 KAULIFLA, who I think is probably superior to her even after her awakening. Yeah, there's not much to say about her. She's very good, definitely worth farming up, and JP players are going to have a very nice unit. Probably still would run the AGL KAULIFLA. We'll actually take a look at her real quick. I know KAULIFLA's here. Just to make a comparison here. So, oh, her Easy A is, wait. Okay, well, raises defense by 30% for 3 turns. Attack was 90%. High chance to evade enemy's attack, including super attack, or medium chance to evade enemy super attack and counter with tremendous power. I mean, we don't know what her Easy A is yet, but it's going to be better than this. So, I mean, she's still good, but I would still run AGL KAULIFLA over her. Definitely not a horrible unit by any means, but honestly, I mean, like, I wouldn't even really run her on the Universal Survival Saga team. She's just not good enough, even with the buffs after she gets awakened. Let's look at the Kale. The Kale was, basically one of the better units, right? Like, for free-to-play units, she's one of the best free-to-play units. She's, like, Universal Survival Saga is one of the best free-to-play categories, and it's mostly because there's so many Universal Survival Saga free-to-play units. Her included, and she supports them with key 2 and 30% to attack and defense. And as I said, she's worth a rainbow pre-awakening. So, let's take a look at her awakening. INT type key 3 and 50% stats. Same super attack. And then her passive, this is kind of upsetting here. She still retains the key 2 and 30% to attack and defense support for USS allies. But then she gains 50% defense when there is an ally whose name includes KAULIFLA on the team. So just having to be on the team, and there are a lot of good KAULIFLAs. Yeah, but she's insane. Tech KAULIFLA dodges everything. I love this KAULIFLA. The INT KAULIFLA from the World Tournament, fantastic unit. I actually think I like her more than the tech, to be completely honest. Although, since I don't play on JP, I don't really know how her Awakening runs too much, because I haven't even watched really any new content on her Awakening here. But she's an awesome free-to-play unit. I mean, technically free-to-play because it's World Tournament, but you get what I mean. Both the SSJ2 KAULIFLAs and then, you know, LR KALE and KAULIFLA, she counts as a KAULIFLA. So, she gets a little bit more defense, which is okay. And then all allies key 1 and an additional 10% to attack and defense when there is an ally whose name includes KAULIFLA attacking in the same turn. Now that, again, as I said, I think it's a little bit wonky that you have to have KALE and KAULIFLA on the same rotation for their passive to be fulfilled. And I kind of dislike the way they did this. They honestly could have just made it key 3 and 40% by default for her passive, and then give her something different or give her something stronger. But the way they did it is that you have to have KALE and KAULIFLA, this KALE and a KAULIFLA attacking in the same turn. For the support buff to be jumped to key 3 and attack and defense plus 40%, which would be insanely good. However, this limits team building to a certain extent, at least. But I mean, honestly, you're going to be running KALE and KAULIFLA on a team for the most part if you're running like a Universal Survival Saga team or a Universe 6 team. But I mean, if you're running this KALE, you're running USS, and you would keep this KALE on rotation with the KAULIFLA, at least, or with the LR KALE and KAULIFLA. At least that's what my opinion would be. She's just as good as this KAULIFLA with the links. She's a key battery herself. She just loses prodigies and gets rival duo. She gets Super Saiyan Battlefield Diva rival duo, Warriors of Universe 6, prepare for battle, tournament of power, shattering the limit. So yeah, that LR KALE and KAULIFLA is gonna be 18 key supering constantly, and yeah, that's about it. Like, she's very good. Kind of upsetting how wonky she is. Honestly, both of these units probably they need an easy A, probably. They're still really, like, she's always going to be usable, right? Especially for USS because of her passive. However, this unit, especially, like, since the AGL KAULIFLA, Super Saiyan 2 KAULIFLA, she's going to get an easy A soon. So, this unit needs an easy A, and she's still good. However, in this day and age, you're gonna need a little bit more defense. You're gonna need a little bit more, but she's a great support unit. If you're not worried about her passive as much, you can just have a floater. You don't need to run her as, like, in a rotation with KAULIFLA, like LR KALE and KAULIFLA. You can just run her as a floater. I don't know. Like, I'm happy that they got Awakenings, but I think that they are a little bit lackluster. But it's still super good. I mean, I can't complain. They're free-to-play units, and they were already... I mean, the KAULIFLA was pretty okay, but the KALE was fantastic, and already deserved a rainbow to begin with, so definitely just improvements to some solid free-to-play units, is what I would have to say about that. But yeah, so if you're a global player, farm up the SSRs, and then be prepared for this Awakening. And for JP players, you're getting a couple of solid free-to-play units. I mean, they're free-to-play units, so they have some advantages in some events because they're free-to-play. But the STR KAULIFLA, I think you're running AGL SSJ2 KAULIFLA over the STR. And her, I mean, she's good because she's a support unit, but her passive is still pretty, you know, underwhelming. It is a buff if you have KAULIFLA on the same rotation, and you're probably going to keep a KAULIFLA on the same rotation as her, but it does kind of limit team building to a certain extent, as I said. So, that's about it. I don't want to keep repeating myself or anything. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back with more videos soon. And until then, see you guys later.